What's up everyone, this is DR with WoW Breakdown 101, and today we're going to be going over the normal Thok melee DPS point of view guide in the Siege of Orgrimmar. Now, as well as all of my point of view guides, I will break down the fight like a puzzle piece by piece, step by step, to help you get past the encounter as you roll. I will not go over how to down this boss as a raid, so if you're a raid lead, then click the Fatboss link below, otherwise this guide is all you're going to need. The first thing we're going to go over is positioning. This is a two-phase encounter, and during phase 1, your raid will most likely have a stack point at the side of Thok. Don't ever be in front of Thok, as you'll take the frontal cone attack that the tanks take, nor be behind him, as you'll be tail lashed, which will damage you and stun you. In phase 2, you as a melee DPS will help out with the jailer and will ignore doing damage to Thok. The only time you will move from the jailer when they're alive is if you're targeted with fixate, which I will go over in a bit. It will always be best for your raid to pop hero on the pool. You will always do this to ensure that you get the most out of your pool. Once you are stacked up, you're going to get to your standstill point and do nothing but DPS the boss. As a melee DPS, this phase of the encounter is beautiful for you, as the deafening screech damage will interrupt spell casting, which guess what you don't do. During the stacked phase, or phase 1 of the encounter, if you have any raid utilities that can help keep your raid in the stacked phase longer, you should have it ready for when your raid lead calls for it, as in Anti-Magic Zone for DKs, Diva Aura and Bops for Retribution Paladins, or Smoke Bombs for Rogues, etc. As the first phase goes on longer, the deafening screech casts faster and faster, capping its speed at about 8 stacks. This is when you want to use personal defensive cooldowns as well. Once 5 people in your raid drop below 50% health, at the stack point, Thok will enter phase 2, at which point you will run from him to the jailer ASAP. Burst down the jailer as fast as you can and keep an eye on Thok, because if he is kited in your path, you will die instantly once he reaches you, so never be around Thok during this phase. Once the jailer dies, you can throw out ranged attacks at the back of Thok as he is fixated on another person. If Thok fixates on you, you're going to want to target Thok and kite him in the middle of the room towards whichever end of the room that Thok is furthest away from. The reason you target Thok is that his fixate has a channel, and once the channel runs out, you want to run back towards Thok so that you do not get fixated twice in a row. You don't have to run directly up to him, as doing so will kill you. Just ensure that you are no longer the furthest person away from him. Once whoever is opening the gate has done so, Thok will end phase 2 and go back into phase 1, targeting and killing the NPC that you just released at this point. You can get back on Thok, as you will not die while he is fixated on the NPC. Once back at your stack point, it's a rinse and repeat from that point on, with just one difference in each of the phases from there on out, depending on which door you have just opened. If your raid frees a colic, you will have corrosive blood. This is a nature damage dot that's placed on random raid members. If you have this on you, pop a personal cooldown. If you have this on you while you're caught in Thok, you definitely want to pop a personal cooldown and get back to your heals ASAP to be dispelled. If your raid frees Water Speaker Gorai, you will get icy blood cast on a random raid member that lasts 15 seconds and stacks. If you reach 5 stacks, you will be frozen and take 5% of your maximum HP every 2 seconds. If the current tank on Thok gets frozen, let your range get him out, as you do not want to be in front of the boss. If you see anyone else frozen, DPS the ice block down ASAP to get them out, and if you are frozen, then call for someone to get you out ASAP. Note, you can get frozen during the kiting phase, and this person should be freed above all else, as they run the risk of getting ate by Thok. And I know you don't want your good old raid buddies to become Thok's next TV dinner. Anyways, finally, if you free War Master Montauk, which will cast Burning Blood, which deals fire damage to random raid members, placing a fiery void zone under their feet. This makes it problematic to remain stacked during phase 1 and requires your raid to constantly move. This gate should be left for last if you are progressing on this boss. Now, one final thing to note, I have seen some raiders wanting to hero on the last gate to get out of the fire phase faster. This time to hero should never be used. Always hero on the pool. You are going to get far more damage from your hero on the pool due to everyone's cooldowns being up, and the simple fact that you're remaining stood still in one spot blowing up the boss. If you hero on the last gate, your raid has to remain moving, making this phase a nightmare for your casters. So be a baller. If you notice your raid wanting to hero during this phase, let them know the boss will die faster and you will spend less time in the fire phase by using hero on the pool. That is all I have for this guide. If it helped you out any at all, then give me a like, share, and subscribe to keep up with future content. Have a suggestion for a future video, then leave it in the comments section below, or email me at thewowbreakdown@gmail.com. Have fun, and see you again next time.